Previously on the Shooters Club podcast.
If you're gonna do something in life that you feel passionate about, you have to go for it. And you can't put it off till the day. One day is gonna. That one day can possibly come, because it does. But then you can also say, I'm not going to wait for an opportunity. I'm going to create the opportunity. I will represent and show you who you are, and I will show you who I am. But I won't lay hands on you. I'll show you by success.
That's right.
Right.
Nobody wants to pay, because if you give your shit away, you're never going to get the respect of the business. Go, don't go where you're tolerated. Go where you're appreciated.
Right.
The minute someone looks at you crazy and starts demanding shit, keep it moving. You already know the vibes. To them, than the actual artist that's throwing the release party or the I went platinum party. Shoot them, but also shoot the little people, because those little people, I guarantee, are gonna grow. And that's the secret. That's how you grow.
What up? It's DJ Tariq, one of the hosts of the Shooters Club podcast, photographer, videographer for Fame Academy.
Hi, my name is Thais Amber, and I'm one of the hosts of the Shooters Club podcast. I am a photographer. My company name is Grind Queens Photography, and I love to shoot everything under the sun.
Hey, my name is Carl Blacksmith Smith, and I'm one of the hosts for the Shooters Club podcast. I'm a photographer and videographer for Grind Kings Photography.
Thank you so much for watching the Shooters Club podcast. I am Thais Amber. I am one of your hosts. We have here on the left.
You got Carl Blacksmith Smith.
And
DJ Tariq Nelson.
And we have such a treat for you. Today we have legend Kenya Lamont Smith.
Yay!
I don't think I'm a legend. I still got a lot of things to learn.
Legendary.
Yes, he's still a legend.
You're a legend.
Exactly. He is called the Snap Man, and we cannot wait to hear from legendary Kenya Lamont Smith. He has captured local black culture for over 30 years. Now, I'm not going to tell his story. He's going to tell a little bit about his story. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yes, you're welcome.
So what do you want to know?
We want to know everything about you.
That's good.
Like a little bit about how you started, picking up your father's camera to where you are now.
Oh, you did the research for real. Okay.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We know what university you went to and, where it all began.
Okay. Well, like I said, big up to my father, Harry Floyd Smith. He was an amateur photographer. He always took pictures of us as children. And the way I got started, my older brother, me and my brother Kevin, we used to play with the cameras. I had no concept what film was. I just liked the flash. You pop the flash. We had the old cameras where you pop the flash in. So we're taking pictures like jumping across the bed, all that kinds of stuff like that, Superman and stuff. So put the cameras back. My father goes develop a film, and he's like, hey, Kenya, come here and talk to you for a second. What's this? Y'all been playing with my cameras. I'm like, no, Kevin made me do it, because Kevin's my older brother, so I had to snitch him out. So my dad kind of knew the bug was going to hit one of us. I did a lot of, photography for my grandparents, because I was the only one that can take a straight picture. I literally been shooting since I was about 10, just with a camera, just taking pictures with a camera,
What year was 10 years old?
74.
74.
I just had cameras. That's what it was. If it's a camera, I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to take a picture of it, I've had all kinds of cameras, disc cameras. I've had the LAN cameras, I have those. I have my father's cameras in the house, and like a big shout out to Mr. Mendez, because Mr. Mendez saw some of the cameras I had. And he goes, I have some of those, so I have them. So
you still have them today?
Yeah, I have them in the house.
That's
I have them in the house.
So your father was a photographer, a major photographer?
No. He was he just took pictures of my father was just a regular dude. He worked for transit, and he managed a lot of bars in Harlem. So as a child, I got to meet all of these so-called street legends and everything. I got to meet, you know, Frank Lucas. I got to meet all these guys because my dad knew who these guys were. You know, so I really, everything that really took off for me was like 91.
Okay.
Like 91 in the 90s and everything. I was still in the Air Force. I'm a military veteran, Desert Storm.
Ooh.
Big shout out to the veterans. And
Yes.
what I did was I would take pictures. I mean, if I was in England, I was in Japan, I was in the Philippines, I would just take photos. I just wanted to take pictures.
Right.
Germany, wherever. So basically, how I got started taking pictures was, I'm just trying to get it right. People in the neighborhood I knew the politicians. I knew a lot of the people because I grew up with like people like Dougie Fresh. I grew up with Eminem, Mike and Dave, all them guys. We all from Harlem. I'm a Harlem-based dude.
Right.
You know, I grew up on 117th Street. So everybody was around there. Big shout out to Chill Will. Me and Chill Will, the Cub Scouts together.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, we were in the Cub Scouts together. His mom was our den mother and everything. I came around in 91, 90. You know, didn't have really a concept of what photography was about. I mean, I like taking pictures, and like my first event was Fat Farm. Was Fat Farm 1.
You knew Cheryl Nash?
Don't remember. I might have, you know,
She
but
was head of Fat Farm.
my thing was I could talk my way into anything. I didn't have the concept of what a press pass was and everything. And once they said you have to do a press pass, I was like, oh, okay, I can go home and do this on a computer, create a press pass. You know, then that's how I got into a lot of stuff. I made my own press passes. And lo and behold, I meet this guy named Ernie Panicoli. Then there was a few. I have a lot of photography mentors. Luis Mendez, Joe Conzo, Jamel Shabazz, Ernie Panicoli, Charlie Ahern. It's a whole lot of folks.
Right.
Wildstyle.
I have a whole lot of people. Just me, just taking pictures.
Right.
So I met Ernie at one of the fashion shows, Fat Farm, and I'm standing next to him, and he's listening to my camera, the shutter. He's listening to the camera. Shutter wasn't right. So he goes, "Yo, can I take a look at your camera?" I said, "No." Can't look at. Yeah, I'm new. I don't know this guy. I don't know this guy from nothing.
Right.
And click, and he got irritated and he snatched my camera out of my hand, and he set it and said here. So when I went to get the pictures developed, I said I know the difference. I said okay. So like I said, those gentlemen and among other photographers gave me life in the game. I've never taken a photography course. No, that's not true. I've taken a lighting course, but I've always watched them, and I went home and did the math.
Hands-on, man.
You know, that's, you know, on the job training.
Right.
You know, I've carried bags for a lot of these people, carried their cameras, you know, things like that. And excuse me, I left out one person. Big shout out to Ronnie Wright.
Yes.
Big shout out to Ronnie Wright. Ronnie has always been somebody that I could call because I knew Ronnie before I was a photographer. You know, because we know, like, he knows my family and I know his family from Harlem. So he was like, "Oh, you trying to take pictures?" Yeah. So I would go places with him. Just go. You know, just go shoot. You know, I'm a fly on the wall. That's how I perceive myself as a photographer. I'm a fly on the wall. I get everything.
Right.
You know, I base things off manners. I'm not a paparazzi photographer. I hate that term.
Right. Right.
I'm gonna put that out in the universe. If you're a paparazzi photographer, stay away from me. I'm gonna hurt your feelings.
Right.
Because it's, you know, I have this thing about us black folks. As much as we're catching hell in the wilderness of North America, why should I be one of the people that's gonna contribute to it? You understand? If I got an unflattering photograph of you, you're never gonna see it.
Right.
You understand? You probably see it when I'm dead, gone, stinking or whatever, but I'm not here.
Right.
You're never gonna get that particular image.
Right.
You understand? Because I have photographs of people like nah, and they're doing great in their older life and everything, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. You know.
So I had read that you called Joe Conzo, Ernie, and Jamel Shabazz, the Holy Trinity.
Yeah.
Right. I heard that was a quote. Why did you pick those three guys?
Because everywhere I went, I saw one of them. And, you know, I know Jamel Shabazz from the Nation of Islam. I know him through there, but I've seen him do different things. And, like, Jamel, hey, brother, how you doing? And, you know, and I kind of take what they have and I add it to myself. It's like armor.
Right.
So when the next people come out, you know, next folks come out, it's like, okay, let me guide you in this direction the same way they did. So I'll see Jamel someplace, and, you know, like, for example, Nation of Gods and Herbs did a 50-year anniversary. I happen to be the director of photography then. So I had to go down and straighten all the photographers out, and everybody's coming in and everybody's on this, I'm this, and I had to shut it down. I have a term that I use. I don't know if you might bleep it out on the podcast. I call it niggerazzi. Y'all need to stop acting like niggas and be noble people, righteous people. Yeah, wow. I'm thinking about getting a shirt made like that. Right. But you know, us acting that way.
Right.
So, you know, I've had situations where it's like, okay, Jamel, Ronnie, Ernie, whoever's there. Okay, you guys are gonna shoot. If I don't know you, and how you communicate, because it's all about the communication.
Right.
Once again, it's about the manners. If you communicate a certain way to me, I'll give you the world. If you acting like a idiot, yo, bro, I'll see you later. I'll get security to remove you out of here. I don't care.
Right.
You understand? So, and it happened a few times, but, you know, 90% of the time, I'm gonna embrace you.
Right.
I'm going to embrace you.
There's a quote that you also put out where another photographer told you, keep shooting and be nice to people. In the bio, it says, Gordon Parks told me.
Oh, yes.
Right, so let me go back.
Yes.
So there was a quote that I heard that one of your mentors, or I'm not sure if he was your mentor, but he told you, keep shooting and be nice to people.
That would be Ely White, another photographer. I mean, this guy has been all over the place, and he introduced me to Gordon Parks, and I'm standing there like a little boy, like, oh wait a minute, it's Gordon Parks, and you know, I got a couple of images of him. I mean, I got to talk to him for a few minutes, and basically Gordon Parks told me, just be nice to people. You understand? He says be nice and make yourself accessible.
Right.
You understand? That's basically what it was. That's what he gave me, and I took it with me.
Right.
You know, Melvin Van Peebles, he said, break all the rules and make them up as you go along.
Right.
You know, that's why he was so successful at what he did. You know, I had all of these mentors. You know, I had, oh God, I'm having a senior moment now. What's the lady name? Ozzie Davis. Ruby D. I like I said, as a photographer, I've been blessed to meet all these people through my camera. If I didn't have my camera, I wouldn't be able to walk up on these people and be like, listen, this is who I am. But I just feel I've just been blessed by a lot of stuff. You know, I do all different types of photography. You know, and if I can't do it, I go learn it. You understand? You know, I reverse engineer it. I'll go learn it. Like, for example, how to shoot weddings. I had to learn to shoot weddings. I've been shooting weddings for years.
Right.
You know, if I want to do something fashion-wise, I have to learn. Another big shout-out, runwaynews.com. I'm the director of photography for runwaynews.com. Joe Clark, Anthony Pierre. Those are the presidents and the CEO of the company. We do photography from that perspective, from black folks. You know, from an African-American point of view, it's like, you meet a model. Hi, you don't have to take your clothes off. How to get a deal, without taking your clothes off. Know what a manager's going to tell you. You know, get everything in writing. So what we do is, not only we just take pictures, we educate people. And I was doing photography all over the place with these guys, you know.
Right.
And that's what, 17 years? I've been doing this with them for 17 years.
That's
I've been
amazing.
doing that, yeah.
So,
Jump in right quick. As you told the story about Ernie, I never heard you tell that story before about him snatching the camera from you. Basically, you did that to me.
I think I did it delicately.
Yeah, we were at Andy Friedman home, and I'm taking pictures. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure it out, and I actually took this picture.
Wow.
My color was off. I fixed it in post, but my color was off.
Yeah.
And you looked at it, and you grabbed my camera. And you said, "Zip, zip, 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 zip. Here, now take the pictures." And from then on, I was like, "Wow!" I was super impressed, and I never forgot that day. And that would put me on the path to really learn how to use the camera.
Wow.
I was trying to use manual,
Wow.
but I didn't know what I was doing. Color was off and everything. And 2 seconds, you said zip, 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 and boom. And so you are a mentor of mine just for that day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
I was just somebody that's helping. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I wanted you to get the best shot, and it's like sometimes people don't listen, and sometimes you gotta step in, and it's about love. You gotta step in, say, "Let me look at your camera for a second. I noticed something. Click, click, take the picture." And that's about it, you know. And I go about my business. I don't want any rewards because everything is gonna come to me later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What you put out into the universe is what you're gonna get back.
Yep.
And I want to say this, like, to add on, you did for me was one time, we was somewhere, I forgot what event we was at, and I was trying to get up all close on the artists and stuff. He said, no, Black, come back. Just be cool. You gotta be cool. Let's take it from here and focus in. And then I just focused in, and I caught the shot better than supposed to be on the artist at the time, or whatever we was at. I think it was on stage, artist, or something. But I remember
It might have been 9. It might have been 9, and I believe it might have been at SOBs.
SOBs. That's what it was.
It might have been SOBs.
And I remember that. I always remember that. I was like, oh, okay. I was kind of like,
The reason I told you to step back is we had a bunch of other photographers. Everybody's in the background going, "What the?" And I said, "Hold on, let me go talk to him."
Yeah.
Just move back. That's all. You know, come back in the pit with us. You know, that's how you get to know everybody, and everybody gets to know you.
well, actually, we don't have a pit.
Well, you know what I mean. Just, you know, it's like, hey, stand over here. We got this, because you know everybody was trying to do stuff with what we call it, iPads, iPhones, all kinds of stuff like that. And you know, I still to this day I tell people, excuse me, go get a camera, or use your camera phone.
right,
You know, something, but you know, you're standing up with an iPad.
right.
And I'm like, yo, what are you doing?
It blocks everybody else.
No,
Yeah.
you look, the picture's gonna come out trash.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna come out trash. You
And
know?
that's true. That's the difference, because people think they could just use their cell phone, but when you blow it up, you're not going to see much.
Well,
you know?
I explain to people, you know, because you know the concept of a cell phone and a camera, the guts, the digital camera, the guts are different, the sensors are different, so you can't necessarily get the same picture
As a professional camera.
exactly as a regular DL, you know, SLR.
Yeah, that's
You can't get it. No, that's
No, go ahead,
how
go
we
ahead,
do.
go
And what I normally do is like, I'll be like, because I mean, I had to learn how to shoot with my camera phone. There's certain situations I have to shoot with them, but you know, like I got my camera in the car. I always carry a camera with me. You know.
I know. Okay, remember that time we was in Jersey? It was in Newark, New Jersey. We was at Vincent's spot, Vincent Carroll spot,
Okay.
and I think it was on line for somebody to come out or whatever, and then I was like, the person that came out, I think it was the mayor or something of Newark, or somebody important.
Ross
Probably-
Baraka.
Yeah, probably Ross Barado. Or
No, it was Amiri Baraka. That's what it was.
there you go.
It was Amiri Baraka. He was just walking down the
He
street.
was walking down the street,
And we were just outside, and everybody didn't know who he was, and we just started shooting him. You know. And my thing with celebrities, I don't start shooting on them. What I do is I go ask.
Right.
Because I've learned, because that comes from that whole paparazzi thing. Because, sometimes you don't know what mood they're in and
That's
whatever.
true.
So, you introduce yourself. Hi, I like to take a couple of pictures. Is that all right? And if they say no, I put my other lens on and I go in the corner and I get the same shot.
No, but I think it was a step and repeat too. A red carpet step and repeat. It was outside. I remember it was outside, and I was going nuts just taking the pictures. And then you was like, "Oh, this ain't what we do it, Black. Okay, you go, then I go, and then everybody else was going at a time."
Yeah,
you set that up.
Yeah,
The photographers, yeah.
what basically happens?
So I got that from him.
Basically, what happens is, when the subject is photographing, it's like he's looking or she's looking everywhere. So what happens is you have to sort of take control. Yeah. And it's basically like, hey guys, left, center, right.
Right.
Okay. And what happens is like sis right here, center, everybody that's in the center, you get that shot because the picture's going to look crazy because if the person's trying to, look everything. So it's left, right, center.
Right.
And you say thank you. Mm-hmm. You understand? And, I said, and what would I try to do, or what I was taught to do is have a conversation with somebody. You go into the place and you look around the room, you see who's who. Mm-hmm. You understand? Because there's certain places, like if I saw Jamel or Ernie, I go greet them, whoever, right. Joe or whatever, and it's like I would never get in their way. Mm-hmm. You understand? I would never get in their way, or I'll be on some like assistant thing. Hey, you need some help with anything? Mm-hmm. Because I'm going to get my shots, right. But at the same time, I'm here to help. Mm-hmm. I'm about service. That's what it's about.
Well, you've been shooting for a long time. And now, like for a female photographer like me shooting, I get the elbows, from the photographers. I get blocked. So what I do is I try to elevate myself. Like prime example, the Apollo. I'm shooting CL Smooth. I'm his personal photographer. Mm-hmm. And people don't get, besides the cell phones and the iPads, and then you have these really tall photographers, and they're just looking at me like, oh, she's a female photographer, but they don't know I'm there for that purpose. So I have to find my way and be creative. Yeah. I love to be on stage, but there's times where I cannot be on stage. You know what I mean? Like, so you're talking about code of ethics in terms of, you, Ernie, Ronnie Wright, you guys know, okay, you can shoot, then I shoot, and next person shoot. But all of these upcoming photographers, they don't care. They're like, they don't do that.
What I normally do is something I saw Ernie do. I've seen Ernie get mad a few times with people in the place. Mm-hmm. And I'll be like, no, Ernie, I got this. And I'll pull the dude to the side. I said, bro, don't make me punch you in your mouth. Ernie's always told me, he says, like, especially with celebs, because sometimes celebs get it in their heads like, well, I'm the star and like the photographer, you soft and all this stuff. And I told a couple of brothers, I put this camera down, it's going to be a totally different thing going on here. You understand? Right. Especially the what we call it, the culture vultures.
Yes.
That come in and I've been down such and such and such, and it's who are you? And I say, I tell the young people, just Google me.
Right.
There've been situations where I have to give a person a pass because he's young and stupid, or young and dumb. Excuse me.
Right.
I have to give you a pass because my thing is like this: you're young enough to be one of my children, and I get it. Especially when cats are shooting like this, looking through a viewfinder. I'm like, you're not a real photographer. Mm-hmm. You understand? You're not a real dude when it comes down to this. Okay, right. You have to learn the craft.
Right.
And you have to learn a military term. We call it. You have to learn a nomenclature. That's the weapon. That's how your weapon is. Yeah. You got to be able to take it apart blindfolded, put it back blindfolded. Because you're in a situation where you got to know where all the knobs and things are on your camera.
Right.
Because you're going to have to switch, settings to get certain things because you have in a place, you have lighting people, or you might, in your mind, you might want to capture a certain thing. Mm-hmm. So you might have to switch.
Right.
You understand? So, like I said, I had to learn all that stuff over the years. Mm-hmm. I had to learn. One more shout out to Luigi Lloyd. He's no longer with us. Luigi Lloyd, a police officer, auxiliary police officer, Harlem. He's a photographer that when I first got my cameras, he was like, "Let me see your cameras." He'd be like, okay, you need to learn lighting. You need to do this. Let's go to Central Park. Let's go this. Another photographer, Alex Dijon. Alex Dijon photographed Marvin Gaye, the Jacksons, Cicely Tyson, all of these people. Just a regular dude. He taught me how to go into spots, how to make some bread so I can get some new cameras. You understand? So these are like all the I call them the griots. You know, the mentors that, you know, made me me.
Right.
You understand? And all I want to do is pass that along to the new people.
Yo, you know, you are one of my mentors, as well as Ernie, Joe Conzo, Ronnie Wright, I think it was a few more. But the passion of what y'all displayed as far as photographers, that's what turned me on. That, no funny's business, but
No,
you know,
take
I
it.
was inspired. That's what this word. I was inspired just by watching y'all. You know, like, you know, before I told you before, Ernie was the first person that I really saw through photography, and that took me over here. But moving forward, just watching y'all do. Sometimes I step back.
It's like a dance. It's like a dance.
Exactly.
It's like a
and
dance.
I step back and I'm just like, wow, look at these guys. You know what I'm saying? I see you over here, Ronnie over here, Ernie, you know what I'm saying, Joe over here, you know, and y'all just like what do you call it? The guy with the
It's a symphony.
Symphony type situation. You know what I'm saying? But it really takes me to the point where, like, wow, man, I'm glad I met these guys, because I think I don't know if it was you or Ronnie, but he said, yo, this camera right here is gonna take you around the world. And it did. It took me a lot of places I never thought. It took me to Brazil, took me Europe, you know, all over the place. You know, camera, you know, people still be booking me from different places, man. So I'd be like, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah, I have an expression I use. I tell people like this: if I shoot you with a gun, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
If I shoot you with a camera, you're gonna live forever. You know, it's the same. Like, I take my parallels from the military, because my camera is my substitute for my firearm.
Shooter.
Yeah, firearm, it's a substitute. What I normally do is like I said, I talk to people. That's what I do. I like people. You know, I always try
Always
to.
been like that,
I
yeah.
always try to find something beautiful about you, great about you.
Yeah.
You understand? I always try to find the best part, because it's easy for you to give me the worst part, and the worst part I won't accept. You know, like, say for instance, you're having a bad day. All right, I'll see you later. I'll call you in a couple of days. You all right? Yeah. All right. You know, that's just how I am. You know, if you don't like me, you're eventually gonna love me. You know.
Yo, and the last place we was at together was with CL Smooth in Brooklyn somewhere, right?
No, that was Queens.
Queens. That's
That was
right.
Queens.
That was Queens. And you came and you was like, yo, man, we down here. You was downstairs. I turned around, you back upstairs. Like, you was moving around. I was like, oh.
I shoot like I'm I'm schizophrenic. That's what I call it. I shoot like I'm three people. I'll go on stage and I'll shoot certain things. You know, I'll shoot from in the balcony. I'll be in a green room with you. I'll be in I'll be up and close, or I'll hey, Kamel, let's get this picture with CL Smooth. Let's get this picture with this person, get this person. And it's all about feeling comfortable.
Exactly.
And you know, my thing is, like, I'm not posting anything. I'm not posting anything negative about you, you know. You know, people have their vices about stuff, and if I catch you doing something and it's because I'm just photographing. You understand? So it's like, you know, I'll go through my photographs at night. I'll go through them and I'll be like, put them in a miscellaneous file, forget about them. You know, put them on an external hard drive somewhere.
Content.
And
It's
yeah,
content.
you know, and it's like, okay. Then what I do is when I photograph, I try to give you the best part. I want to give you my A game. You know, sometimes it happens. Sometimes the B game comes up because I'm not having a great day. Sometimes, you know, you know, because it's about you being passionate. Because you said something about passion, and you know, Ernie told me a long time ago. He says you're going to lose your passion for this, then it's going to come back.
Wow.
You're gonna lose it because you're gonna get burnt out.
You got that part.
Jamel told me you're gonna get burnt out.
That part, yeah.
You know, because you know you're doing stuff, and you know, and you're evolving as a person. Because you know you're doing an event, you're doing free stuff, you're doing this, and everybody expects you to do such and such and such. Then sometimes you say, you know what, I gotta take a break because I'm tired of seeing the same people at the same events.
Right.
You know, and they walk up to you like, yo, where's my pictures? I'm like, you got a check for me?
Right.
Do you have a check for me? And that's when you have to like, I put this camera down. Let me be the businessman. You have a check for me.
Right.
You know, but like I said, I have a whole lot of, you know, photographs over the years, and when I deal with a person, especially a celebrity or a person that's, you know, I make them accessible to me. I give them my information. You know, I'll find out who their manager is. I don't deal with the people that are in between.
Right.
Hi, here's your manager. Here's me, because you know you'll call me. I'm the person that I'm really good with. That will be Rakim.
Right.
Rakim will call me. Yo, what you doing? Nothing. Yo, I'm at this place in Brooklyn. Okay, I'm there. I'm here. You know, same thing with his manager. You know, big shout out to Matt.
Yes.
Same thing. I try to make myself accessible to people. You know, and if it don't make, I have an expression, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And I had to learn how to weed myself off of that. You know, going everywhere because it kind of takes a toll on your family.
Yes.
No, you said something about, you know, when people were coming at you, you know, one free pictures and all that. How do you deal with your close people? Like, you know, you take a picture of your peoples and they say, yo, man, send me that picture, man. And knowing that you're out there really kind of working, you know, the cameras, of course, is your investment, but people still want that free picture.
Okay. Sometimes what I do, I'm gonna send it to you, and a year go by. I'm like, I'll send it to you, why? Because I want you to get the idea, get the message.
Right.
Or if I see you at the other event, yo, what happened with that picture? Man, I've been so busy, man, and I'm telling the truth.
I'm not wrong then. I do the same thing.
No, I'm telling you what it is, but at the same time, you have to be accountable.
Right.
You understand? Because sometimes what happens is, and I've learned that I've blocked a bunch of my blessings in my career. You know, I was in my way about a lot of stuff. So sometimes what we have to do is we have to learn to get out of our way and let that blessing manifest itself for you. Because you don't know if that person needed that picture for something. Once again, I have a lot of friends in hip hop. They're friends. You understand? They're friends. Then there's some people it's like, I don't deal with them. It's like when I see you, hey, what's up? How you doing? And it's like, no, you can't get in my car. Sorry. Can you take? No, I'm good, bro. You good. You know, so like I said, I have friends. Right. It's something that my psychology teacher taught me, Dr. Alma Bailey, about people. She says you process people in 3 ways. She says everybody starts off as a friend. Then there's associates. Then there's, excuse my language, motherfuckers you know. That's what she said in class. So everybody starts off as a friend. It's my job to stay your friend. It's your job to stay my friend. And if you don't do that, you become an associate. Associates are good. And then if
it's like a cordial thing.
Right. It's associate is like, yeah, I'm gonna call you, I'm gonna be at this event, what's going on? But like my true friends, you know, I'll get up and drive. Where are you at? I got you. Or hi, my budget is messed up. Can you come and shoot? Okay. I'll come and shoot. We'll work that out later. Because we have to get the content.
Right.
You know, and certain people I'll be like, nah, I'm good. I'm not available, you know, and I had to learn to tell people, a lot of people know about a lot of stuff. Right. You know, and as I'm getting older, I'm celebrating a birthday next Wednesday, so, you know.
Yes.
You know, I'm going into the 60 club, so.
You'll be 60?
Yes, yes, sir.
Man, congrats.
Yes, sir. So I'm going into that club, so I had to look back at a lot of stuff, you know, because like my mother's still here. She's 81 years old, and she told me a lot of things are about to happen for you now.
Right.
She said, sit back and just allow it to happen. You know, a lot of my friends have told me that, allow it to happen.
Right.
You know, because sometimes when we get older, that's when the magic happens.
It gets better. They say it gets greater later.
Yeah. Exactly.
It gets greater later.
Right.
Exactly.
So you were talking about big things are happening or about to happen. Do you have any gallery situations going on, or any books coming up, or?
I've been working on books for a couple of years, and this is where the trilogy, the Trinity, has walked up on me like, "Yo, what's up, man? Why you ain't got a book? Why you ain't Ernie?" I had to go to Ernie's house, and and as soon as I got through the door, he was like, "Come here," and he just gave it to me, and I was like, "Yeah, you're right." You understand? Jamel did it. He did it so lovingly. He said, "Brother, you ain't got a book out." He says, "Put something out, a pamphlet, something." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right."
Right.
But I'm having a gallery exhibit sometime in February, like I was stating before, in the Bronx, at a place called The Point, and I have about 6 photographs that I'm featuring.
That's it?
Yeah, that's all.
Is there a date yet?
I have the date, but I don't have the flyer. It's through the organization I'm affiliated with, Black Photographers Collective.
There's a Black Photographers Collective?
Yeah, these are all different types of photographers that do different types of photography.
You
You
understand?
understand?
Info. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So
We'll put in the link. Yeah, we'll put the link below.
you look up Howard Cash. Howard Cash is the guy that's in charge of all of it, and I've been trying to get in this organization for about 5 years.
But,
Well,
why so hard? Why so hard to get in? Or is it hard to get in?
well, it's I can't say it's exclusive, but it's like we're just not letting anybody in. Some guy that just went and bought a camera. You got to put some time in, and they look at the prints, and they Howard Cash has known me for over 25 years. And I'm not a cliquish person. I just like to shoot pictures. I'll shoot pictures. Pictures have kept me calm about stuff. You're going through something. Let me go in the park and shoot.
Right.
You understand? Universe reveals things to you. I'll see a bunch of ducks walking in a line somewhere. Let me video that. Let me take a picture of that. Let me shoot that in black and white. And I'm like, it just brings you back. It centers you again. You understand? So because you're dealing with so much stuff in the world, you just sometimes you just got to take a little time for yourself, and just look at everything through a camera. You understand? Look at everything through a camera. Just like I used to teach photography, the Board of Ed, with children, with an organization called the Bell Foundation, and I taught kids from kindergarten to the 5th grade on entrepreneur, how to set up a studio, all the way to curating a show.
Right.
You understand? And people with we'll go out, we'll shoot pictures, we'll print the pictures, put them in frames, we'll have them around the school, and the people that are donating the monies, we explain to them, like, if you're interested in that picture, this is what it's going to cost, and the picture might be $100. That kid gets that money that goes in his pocket.
That's awesome.
You understand? So you're teaching the kid, well, I ain't got to go deal with the dude on the corner. I can pick a camera up, and I can take a picture, and I can go sell that.
Right.
I love that.
You understand? So.
Yeah.
Like giving back to the kids.
Yeah, definitely give it back.
So I saw on your Instagram how you did a lot of Black culture, Black images, Black, I don't know if it was during the pandemic or before. Can you talk a little bit about that? Like,
oh, wow. Yeah, I can talk about, I love us. I'm not saying that nothing for the European, the Caucasian man or whatever.
Right.
But I love us. No matter what facet, what form you in, I love us. I photograph the politicians, athletes. I got to photograph Muhammad Ali a few times.
wow. Right, wow.
I met him when I was a kid. There's, like what's going on in Harlem, Congressman Rangel, all those politicians, I photographed them over the years.
Wow.
If you go through Harlem's not the same anymore. I'll get up on a Sunday, take some pictures. Building's not there anymore. Because I know that picture's going to be valuable later on.
Yes.
So that's when I tell people to take pictures of areas, I went one night, it snowed. I took pictures of churches in blocks, from 110th Street to 155th Street, from the east side to the west side, just taking pictures at night. Sometimes it's real spiritual when you go out and do that, because it's just you, camera, the elements. You understand? So.
Wow. You said you got some of that event coming up, right?
Mhm.
Is it just you or
No,
will it be a bunch of other people?
it's about 9 photographers. It's like 9 photographers, and actually, I got into it because I was voted into the organization.
Okay.
I was voted into the organization. I went to an event they had, and they were like, "Wait a minute, Kenya, you're not in the organization." And I was like, "No," you know. And I knew everybody there. Some point down the line, I knew them in all different walks of life, and they were like, "I got a call. Hey, we'd like to, involve you in the club, involve you in the organization." I was like, "Yeah, sure." You know, then I had to look at the whole big thing. Sometimes we have to look at the big picture because we're always looking at stuff like this.
Yeah.
We have to look at it like this. Okay, this is another blessing coming. Okay, then I'm in the organization. Oh, we got a gallery exhibit. One guy backed out. Do you mind? Not a problem. I sent the curator my pictures. He loved them. Rita Marley. I got a picture of Rita Marley. I got a picture of Erykah Badu, Grace Jones.
Grace Jones.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Of course, I got a picture of the guard Rakim that I took a photograph, and I loved the picture, but I had to use another one because everybody loved the other one, so I kind of went with what they said, everything, and I was like, okay, Gerald Levert. There's a few other pictures that I have and everything, and some of these photographs have never been seen before.
Wow.
That's for your book.
Yes.
Right. So, and someone told me you need to create a collection because if somebody wants to purchase the print,
Yes, absolutely.
that's how we're going to do it. So I'm looking at a whole lot of stuff like that, setting up legacies. That's what I'm here to do.
You can license some of those pictures as well.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that you haven't photographed that you said, to yourself, like, wow, I wish I had the opportunity, whether it's dead or alive, but the person is dead or alive, but is there anyone that you really want to shoot one day in the future?
I almost had an opportunity to shoot Tupac, but unfortunately he was, he died and everything. But anything with Biggie, Bad Boy, Wu-Tang. I mean, I always tell people the question, like, ask me, and I'll say, yeah, I got that. I got it somewhere.
Right.
I just got to find it. You understand?
Right. Is there anyone right now that you would like to, like, if you had to put your camera down today and you say to yourself, wow, I did not shoot so-and-so.
Wow. That's hard. I mean, that's a real hard question because a lot of the photographs that I've done, they were just basically they just came along. It was organic. It just came along. Like I said, I've been blessed to shoot a lot of people. All comedy. Mixtape. You know about the mixtape.
Yeah.
Yeah. I something. Ronnie was shooting it. Then I started shooting it, and I thought I was gonna be there for like a month, and it turned into 5 years. Big shout out to Royal Watkins.
Royal Watkins. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he had the Gotham comedy.
Yeah. Director, actor, comedian. I mean, and like I said, photography has kept me sane. A lot of stuff. It kept me sane. So I'm going through something. I'm out.
Right.
Instead of putting my hands on somebody, let me go shoot these pictures.
Right.
And I come back and I'll look at them. I'll just go somewhere. I'll be gone for hours.
Yo, yeah. We had Derek Williams here, of course. He talked about photography and his art. Karate, Shotokan. Do you do the same? Like, do you mix it too?
I am a martial artist. Ronnie's a martial artist. A lot of us have a lot of stuff in common.
Yeah.
I'm a martial artist. My dojo is Harlem Goju. We're located in Harlem.
Okay.
The system that we touch is Japanese Goju.
Okay.
And I've been with Grandmaster Sam McGee for 35 years. I've been with him, been with the dojo 35 years, you know.
Nice.
And I'm still there. You know, we're still there on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 6 to 8. And it's about, once again, it's about the community service. We don't charge for the karate.
Wow.
And see, when I was a white belt, Derek Williams has always been the man.
Yeah.
You understand? Always been the man. Little thin brother, but he'll kick your behind.
Yeah, I was with Derek. I grew up with Derek. I lived in the same neighborhood all my life, so I started around 7, 8 years old. So I was in and out, off and on. But yeah. But then when he got into the photography part of it, that's what like, okay.
But you know, it's funny. Like at tournaments, you know, I'm around Grandmaster Professor Moses Powell, all of these super heavyweight dudes in martial arts, who came up with my great grandmaster, Major Leon Wallace, he's my grandfather, and I came up with a lot of these. So I said, you know what? Let me photograph. I'm at a tournament. I'm about to go fight. Kumite, kata, weapons. Come back. I'll shoot somebody. I'll shoot the black belts. I'll shoot these guys.
Right.
You know, I mean, if you have a chance to talk to Derek, talk to him about me. I'm a martial artist. I know how to fight. Don't, you know, I'm not.
Well, I told him he was coming.
Yeah, and
you're a good brother.
You know, and that's what in martial arts I strive to be a better person. You understand? Because you know we have a saying in our dojo: never start a fight, always finish it. You understand? And you know, it's like a dude will get in my face about something, and I'll be like, "Listen, sure you want to do this? I'm gonna talk to you first." Then you know, then it's a totally different animal now.
Of course.
You understand? So it's like I walk away. Sometimes I gotta walk away because I know what I'm capable of doing. Just like I've seen Sensei Williams, Master Williams, do some things, and I'm like, oh, okay, okay, all right. Just like I've seen a lot of, you know, I mean, there's a whole lot of people we can talk about in the martial arts world. You know, big shout out. My Grandmaster Sam McGee, to all the people at Harlem Goju, Dwayne McGee, Lisa McGee, Reginald McGee, who's now the Grandmaster now. Like I said, I've been with them for like 30-something years, and you know, I have a master's belt, but I don't advertise it. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know, you have certain
Always be
people.
humble,
Hi, I'm a black belt, and I'm like,
Destroy you.
I'm like,
You always gotta remain humble.
yeah,
Right.
and that's how I try to go through life, and I try to put that in photography.
Yes, which is so good.
You understand? So, because you know, I can walk up to certain people and get that shot, and that person can't get it. And like going back to the younger photographers, I'll get up and go on the stage. Yo, who is this dude? I'm like, relax, man. It's not that serious. That's my slogan. Relax. It ain't that serious. You understand? Because I've been around with a lot of these guys, these artists. You know, KRS-One, a whole lot of people. You know, Busta Rhymes. I remember Busta Rhymes back in the days when he was with Leaders in the New School. You know, and I'm a new photographer trying to get my thing on and everything. You know, like I said, Blacksmith, I see a lot of myself in you about certain things. I'm like, go ahead and grind. And I hear about you doing something, I'm like, oh man, I should have thought about that, you know. And you know, then I'm happy. I'm like, yeah, because you know, when I first met him, I always like to talk to people. Sat him in the car. How we talked like 2 hours?
Yeah, you did.
Just things. Don't do it. Do this. Do that. Don't. You know.
And you know what's crazy? I listen to everything y'all say to me. You, everybody. You know what I'm saying? I absorb all that, and then I pass it on to her. And she looking at what are you talking about? Just listen to me.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it come from. And, you know, I tell her most of the stuff I'm coming from your guys.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's when I say. Mr. Smith, whatever.
Yes.
You know, I don't know if we even related. We probably related down the line. We're both Smiths.
Yeah, you right.
But that's why I'm glad we're doing this podcast. So, like he said, if we can get different photographers and videographers to come together, you know, we can network, we could share.
Yeah, man.
You know, we could do a lot for the community. There's so much that we could do.
Yo, so many people was hitting me up now because they love the vision, they love the idea, and they say, wow, why am I thinking that? Like you said, people say that, I say, wow, that's dope. You know,
Right.
for
But just keep doing what y'all do.
Right.
That's,
You know what I'm saying?
that keep doing what y'all do because y'all got something here,
Right.
and let it take off.
Right. And it's better not to complain about what's going on, but just so everybody could be on the same page, you know, from the promoters, from the owners, from the artists, from the security, from, you know, because sometimes you get a lot of pushback and it's really for no reason. Like he said, it's not that serious. All we want to do is take a picture, you know, and make you guys look amazing.
What I've learned in the industry, the people that you are cool with is the artists, the security.
Mm-hmm.
Because I photographed people, like for example, Stevie Wonder was at the Apollo, and he was getting escorted, and a couple of the senseis was bodyguards. I just shot him, just being natural, you know, shooting him. And you know, I came by the dojo. I said, "Yo, here, hold on to that." And he was like, "Wait a minute, you shot me with Stevie Wonder?" I said, "Yeah, hold on to that. That's for you." You know, because like I said, I've given a lot of photographs away because there's certain things I see, and I want you to have it.
Right.
You understand? It's like, here, take this. You know, that's something you can add on. And I've never had any problems with security when I go places.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we were out at St. George, and that's when KRS-One, Roxanne Shante,
in Staten Island.
right? The Italian dudes was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I know you from somewhere, and we talk. Yo, you good? Go ahead. And that's when I get to do what I want. I'll jump off the stage, shoot from the audience. I'll go back on the stage, and everybody's in a certain area.
Yes.
You know, well, who's this guy?
Right.
And I'm like, Google me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know,
And you know, definitely shout out to some of the artists like KRS-One, who shows us love, Rakim. There's certain artists and their team that will say, like, no, Blacksmith, Thais, they're good. You know, these are my photographers, and then everyone else has to stay in the pit.
Right.
You know, so shout out to a lot of those artists that show us a lot of love.
and
you know.
and I think of what it is. What I wanted to do was preserve the old school artists.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to do. You know, the Grandmaster Flashes, the Cool Hercs, the Sparky D's, the Roxanne Shantays. These are people I know and I've come across them. You know, the Freedom Williamses. You know,
Yes.
you know, and all these people have become friends, family members. You know, hey, I got this going on, such and such. You know, there's no money involved, and I'll be like, okay, I'm coming, based off my relationships with them.
Right.
Because that's what you want to do in the industry is based off the relationship. And that's when the manners and everything come in. And I've had people, yo, I'm doing this, and I could hook you up. I said, bro, I'm a seasoned photographer. I don't need to be hooked up.
Right.
You understand? You know, you got these young cats coming in the game. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good.
What did George Conzo says if we get to a spot?
Oh, yeah. If he can't shoot from stage left, stage right, the bathroom, backstage, he's not shooting because you're not free. You don't have any freedom.
He said no pass or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He said,
Don't fuck with Joe Pass or something like that.
yeah,
yeah,
if he doesn't have a Joe Conzo
Pass.
pass, then you can forget about it.
Right. And it just like I watch him, I stay out of his way. I'll
Right.
see him, greet him, what's up, you good? And then I might see him with somebody, and I'll be like, Joe, get in this picture.
Right.
Poof, take the picture. But you know, like I said, photography, I learn stuff every day.
Right.
I learn something every day. You know, like I said, I'm a film photographer. Then you know, of course, I had to switch over,
Right.
but I still shoot with film,
The digital.
the digital, because you know the industry, everybody wants everything immediately.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
back in the days,
You had to wait.
the film, and oh, can you get this for me tomorrow? It's a rush fee. I'm gonna charge you another $400 or $500 for that,
Right.
because I have to go down to
Mm-hmm.
Dugal and you know Babu and all these places to get them
Solution.
to process the film.
Yeah.
You understand? So as I stated, I was just looking through a bunch of my old pictures, and I'm going, okay,
Right.
yeah.
There's a quote that you said, I just like taking pictures when I was younger. I never went to school for this. My photographer mentors used to tell me to develop my third eye. Can you explain a little bit
The
about
third eye-
developing your third eye?
The third eye is known as the mind. Okay, you can take a picture, you got to be able to see it, you got to be able to hear it, and you got to be able to conceptualize it. That's what we call mathematics, you know, and that's how I used to teach boys math through a camera. You know what a fraction sounds like, a 1/4 or a 1/25 of a second? This is what it sounds like. Now let's put it on the board. You understand? So it kind of like, you know, when I teach boys are kinetic, girls are potential. A girl can look at something and say, okay, I get it. But you have to show a boy another way. Angles, this how you have to do that. So when I was teaching photography, you know, I always incorporate everything derived through mathematics. Everything's mathematics. When you blink, when you listen, you know, when you blink, speed of thought is 24,896 miles per second. Speed of light, 186,000 miles per second. Speed of sound is 1,127 feet per second. If you put that in together, that's your photograph.
Right.
You understand? So,
Yo,
I mean,
that's dope.
That's amazing. Yes, I love that analogy.
I mean, your mind controls everything. Your mind controls your body. That's why when you photograph, you know, it's your mind in your hand. You understand? You see your mind, and you see it. You take it in through the eyes, and for a nanosecond, you get that shot. You get that shot. I watch this guy do stuff, and I'll be like, okay, that's different.
Oh, the 360.
Yeah. And I was bugging him about it. I said, yeah. Because I look at stuff and I try to add it onto myself. You know, it's like I look at it. And I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. I said, all right, because I can do stuff that way as well. I've seen him do stuff at places, and he'll have somebody like, hey, look up, and I'll be like, okay, and you know, it's like, he makes it simple. Instead of me jumping up on a staircase and hey, look, everybody look at me. He got the thing down there and he got it. I said, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's like a prime example when we were at the Grammys, and after they did Summertime, all the artists was on stage. And so, right, the Will Smith, right. So everyone was on stage, and there were so many people in front of all these artists. So they kept saying, back up, back up. And one of the photographers who was next to me said, I'm a professional photographer. And I turned around and I said, so am I. So it didn't matter because no one could back up, because we would literally be falling off the stage.
Right.
So here it is, Blacksmith. He has a 360 up in the air. And he's like, guys, look up. Everybody look up. And he was the only one, because I'm taking pictures now that no one backed up. I'm taking left, center, right, because I want to get everybody. And this guy right here,
What?
when everybody went back home and the show was over, what happened? He was the one that had the 360 shot and got everybody in it. So it was like, yeah, you have to be
I
creative.
put it on my Instagram.
Yes, that was amazing to me.
Yeah, and what's the name? Queen Latifah shared it. Liked it. You know, a lot of people liked the picture.
So I am the resident tech head. I'm going to get into the technical stuff. What do you like to shoot with? What cameras do you use?
Oh, I shoot nothing with Canons. That's all I shoot with. Because the running joke with me and Nikon people, I almost switched over because Ernie's a Nikon person. And Ernie almost got me to switch over. I said, Ernie, the only way I switch over is if someone walks to me on the street and sells me a camera, I'll do that. But I've been shooting with Canon so many years, it's like, you know, Canons and Nikons is like being left-handed and right-handed. The way the lenses work.
Yep.
So, like I said, I've been shooting Canons for years. And like you said, a technical person. I'm a techie. That's how I came out. That's when I came out of college. I came out of college with a computer science degree. You know, and like back in the 80s.
All right. So what lenses do you prefer, or doesn't matter?
I used to carry I still carry 3 cameras at a time. I carry 2. I carry 2 because my whole thing is like the way clubs are situated. We don't know if somebody's gonna start shooting or somebody's gonna get into a fight, whatever. And my thing is I carry 2 lenses. I carry a bag. I carry an iPad or a laptop. You know, because somebody will sit there and say, "Hey, can you get me that picture?" Yeah, here's my Cash App. Here's my Zelle. Yeah, I can do that for you right now. You know, as far as the technical stuff, it changes. It changes. But like I said, I'm a Canon person, you know. But I'm into lighting now. You know, like I said, in my car, I got a portable studio now. I have all of that. I have this. I have that. So just in case someone says, if I do an event somewhere, what I'll do is I'll set up a portrait background. Like if I'm shooting a wedding, I'll set up a portrait backshot. The wedding is done, the park is done. You have people that want pictures. I got somebody printing pictures, and we'll charge them for it. You understand? Because it's all about residual income.
Exactly.
That's what it's about.
That's all it's about.
You want a picture? This is what it's going to cost you. A physical picture is going to cost you something. I never force a person to pay me for a picture.
Right, right.
You know.
So you did film, DSLR, or you getting into mirrorless?
Yeah, I'm getting into it, you know, because I'm just basically waiting for the prices to go down because the technology changes every 3 months. That's how it's always been because, you know, the R was out. There's the R6, then it's the R10. They're all out.
The R8 now.
Yeah.
That's the least expensive full
I
frame.
think the R5 is the best one right now. Everybody talks about.
You
it.
know.
There's no best. It's best for what you need.
Oh, okay.
I always tell people
I'm
like
talking
this.
about the model.
The running joke is, you know, you're the artist. So like I still shoot with old cameras. I still shoot with a D10. I mean a 10D. Yeah, I still got all those cameras.
Wow.
I got all my film cameras. I got my AE1s. You know, I have all those cameras because sometimes I just want to shoot film. Just to refresh, to go back. You know, because it's digital is great, but I always tell people like this: learn how to shoot film.
Right.
Learn how to shoot film. No, in your head, okay, we know this is this. We know this f-stop is this f-stop. So once you do that, it's like, okay, let me get it developed. You understand? That's how I learned it.
Right.
That's how I learned it.
But do you see a physical difference in shooting? Like, say, do you feel different when you're shooting film as opposed to digital?
Yes, because when you shoot film, I can't look at the camera, and that's a habit I used to have. Like, okay, let me shoot
immediately
this.
after, and you
Right.
know if it's good or bad.
Yeah. You know, I try not to shoot. When I shoot people, I'll shoot a full shot. I'll shoot 3/4, and I'll shoot like a close up, or maybe I'll shoot like a landscape or a portrait, depending on what it is. You know, there's a situation where I can't shoot. I might have to pull down the lens and pull out the viewfinder and shoot it that way. You understand? So it's like you know, like you were stating before. There's a lot of people around you, and you know, I'm 5'8" and a half. No, 5'8" 3/4. So I'm not too tall and I'm not too small. I'm just right. So that's why sometimes I shoot from the stage, or I will shoot from different places.
Right.
But I always will make it work. Because I've gotten put in places like you got to stay over here.
Right.
Okay. No problem. And I use that whole like concept with like looking through a rifle, looking through a barrel of a rifle, looking through a viewfinder, telescopic. I'm looking at it and I'm going, oh, okay, I got the shot.
Right.
Then that's it's totally different you being up close and being distance. I'll get the shot. Then sometimes I get some of the best shots and I'm going, okay, and I'll go back home and I will. Okay, then sometimes I'll put it through Photoshop, whatever.
Yeah.
So every type of photography takes a different discipline. Do you have a particular style that you prefer, whether it's events, weddings, portraits?
I do like maybe 5 different styles of photography. I do fashion photography. I do weddings. I do portraits, do special events. Special events can be anything. It can be a concert. It can be whatever. And did I say 5? Then it's something else. Then
Baby
it's just,
showers?
Yeah, I do all that. I do all of that. I do all of those. And what I try to do incorporate each one, like if I'm doing a baby shower, portraits. Let's do portraits.
That's it.
You understand? Let's. It's all about me telling the story.
Right.
Because I used to shoot like 1,000 images. But I don't do that anymore. I'm going to tell the story.
Right.
This is what the client's going to get. I'm telling the story. You know, so.
Wow.
Yeah, I know about 15, 20 years ago, I started out with food photography at events. So that's what I used to do. I used to start off with the beginning, you know, then shoot all of the food, and then the ending, you know, with the events. Just food photography taught me to tell a story.
Yeah, you're gonna bring it. There's another photographer. He used to work for the Daily News. His name was Bud Williams. He passed away. I put him in the same field as Ernie Panicoli because they're friends, and they didn't know that I knew both of them. So I have this thing where if somebody comes up to me, hey, you know Blacksmith? I already know Blacksmith. I'm not gonna let you embarrass yourself. Hey, how you doing, brother? How you doing? Then they realize that we know each other.
Right.
So what I normally do with getting back to the story about Bud Williams, everybody had me do some kind of assignment. Bud Williams and Ernie Panicoli had me go and photograph manhole covers. And he gave me, Bud Williams gave me about 30 rolls of black and white film. He pulled me to the car. He said, hey, hold your hand out. Held them out. He said, no, put your arm together. He gave me black and white film. So that was one thing I started shooting black and white because I had black and white film. So he sent me out to do manhole covers. I'm shooting things that you can shoot it at night, you can shoot it during the day, whatever. And what I learned about, he says, what did you learn about manhole covers? I'm going, they all the same. Then he says, no, look again. All manhole covers have a different serial number on them. If you ever look at them, they're totally different.
Right.
You know, they're styled differently and everything. And I'm going, oh, okay. So it was about me developing my eyes again.
Right.
Ernie Panicoli sent me to shoot what do you call it, the fluorescent lights. He sent me, says, yo, just go places, shoot. If you're walking by a bar, shoot the lights, shoot lighting, shoot at night. So I learned different things just by watching people. Jamel liked to shoot people. You know, he liked to capture people. He liked to capture us.
Street photography.
Yeah. So I said, okay, I can do that. And what I did was I incorporated that in just a whole lot of different other things. I'm at a fashion show. I'm in the pit. I'm shooting something. But I also will try to find us in the crowd. You understand? That's that type of stuff, like the black models, you know, the Imans and things like that. And, of course, I introduce myself to them. Hi, I'm Kenya. Do you mind if I take a photograph? Yeah, sure. It's how you present it, how you present the package. You know, you got people run by you, oh, that's... And I'll be like, hi, how are you? I'm Kenya. Do you mind if I take your photograph? Thank you. And I'll hand them a business card. Always make yourself accessible.
Okay. The question I want to ask you is that if you drew your book, when you finally do your book, you got all these pictures of these artists, public figures, and everything else. Do you think you need permission from them before you put your book out?
There's some type of law stating that the person has to be deceased, I believe. Don't quote me on it, but it's like the person has to... Well, you're the artist, or you're the maker, the owner of this image.
Of course.
Long as the photograph is not depicting them in any kind of negative form.
Right.
You understand? For example, you use an artist's photograph. Like it could be anybody, somebody off the street, and you use as a stock photography, and they use it for HIV, and it's the guy. That's something depicted negative.
Right.
You understand? And like you have to get like we do in photography. You have to, like when you photograph a model, you get a model's release. You understand? But it's like long as the photograph is not depicted in any way. Okay. But you are the owner of the photograph.
I mean,
you created that image.
Right.
You know, and like I tell people like this. I mean, like I don't really post things on Facebook anymore. Because that whole nonsense is like as soon as you take something and put it on social media, they change the photograph.
What do you mean by that?
Well, the technical aspect of it is like if you upload a photograph, right, it usually has your information on it. But now what happens when they process it and it's a website or whatever, it turns into something else. It's the same photograph, but it gets re-registered with another number.
So your metadata is not on there, is what you're saying?
No,
Right.
none of it is always going to be on there.
But if you have your logo and your watermark over the person,
Yeah, you can. That's going to be fine. But I'm just talking about as far as you right-clicking that picture and going to properties, it's going to be a totally different thing.
I've seen that before.
Yeah.
I've seen it before.
I
'Cause
said-
usually when you right click, it's supposed to be whatever you put into that in the beginning, like you say, this is CL Smooth, and then put in your folder or whatever, then you post it. When you right click, it's supposed to say this is CL Smooth,
But it
now
doesn't.
say some bunch of numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it says a bunch
I
of numbers.
noticed that.
You know, that's why I always say it's always good to, if you can, license your pictures. Like you put them up, because I learned this from a few white photographers. They say, yo, listen, put your pictures up because people will search on the internet. They'll type in a name, say CL Smooth, and your picture comes up. I had that happen to me, and what's the sister that passed away? She's from Canada. She's from Canada. She just passed away from cancer. White girl.
Oh, you're talking about Elise?
Yeah,
Elise Feldman.
you're right. Elise, I showed Elise a picture. She says I want to show it around.
Right.
This is a photograph. I don't know if you might have seen it. It's a photograph of Kango and the real Roxanne
Yeah,
kissing.
I saw that.
That's my picture.
right?
So what ends up happening is it's all over the place. And I called her up and I said, Elise, I didn't tell you to do this.
Yeah.
And I was heated. But I had to eat that because I
Right.
was like, okay, now Elise, you got to get me some checks now.
Right.
You know, and it's, Miss Yee had it, a bunch of people had it.
And she a publicist at the time, right?
Yeah. And
Miss her.
yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
cool.
And that was an exclusive photograph for me and Kango because me and Kango used to hang out.
Right.
And big shout out to Kango, my
Yes.
dude, I miss him. He called me over, and I was like, "What's up?" He goes, "Yo, we're about to do this picture, me and her kissing." I looked at her. I said, "Is it okay?" And I shot the picture. I shot maybe like 10 frames real quick. Then everybody else ran over. I said, "Thank you." That was it.
You're
That
the
was
only
it,
one
yeah.
with it. Wow.
Yeah, I like, I'm glad you said that part right there. I like to do that now. Like sometimes what I hate, like, I grab like Rakim and Kumo D, whatever, make that happen. I make it happen. Do this shot. Get the shot, boom, 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 boom. And then other photographers want to come and get the same shot. I break it on, all right, that's it.
but what I normally do, because sometimes I can backfire. Certain photographers, I'll be like, "Listen, I'm about to set this shot up, and all right, I got the shot, and this other photographer might be taller than me." I said, "Okay, I got this shot. Look at me. Now you see me do this here. Everybody focus here. Everybody focus here. Everybody focus here, because everybody's gonna get the shot."
Exactly.
Right.
I'm not selfish when it comes down to, because everybody's shot's gonna be different based off of their biology, their height, lift, weight, things of that sort. So
Right.
Well, I like doing that only because, like, if I have a project I'm working on, I want some exclusive shots.
right, of course, no doubt, of
sometimes
course.
you gotta, and I have took artists on the corner. I said, yo, Doug, go on the corner over here. Yo, I put everybody together, get that quick shot before all the other photographers find out what
Right.
I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
But sometimes you have like a intimate moment with an artist, like myself and Rakim. We're all the way at the top of the Empire State Building, and it's only me and Rakim. So I'm able to get certain shots, and they allow you to do that. No, which is great. I'm grateful for.
I remember that.
Right,
Yeah,
and then some people were chicken
Ra
to
was
go
very-
out there.
Ra was very approachable, very approachable. I mean, I've noticed. I mean, Ra yelled at me something like 20 years ago about something, and he realized it wasn't me. But Ra's a great dude. I mean, that's he knows my family,
Right,
and as a photographer, people got to trust you.
right.
Because they trust you, that's when you get everything. They ain't got to worry about, oh man, he caught me with a joint in my hand.
Oh yeah, it's never gonna
that
happen.
type of stuff,
Yeah.
that type of stuff. So, because people are human, people are going to do what they're going
Right.
to do. Yo, take this picture. Just like I have artists, yo, take this picture. I'll walk away from them.
Wow.
That's how you should be. When you walk into a place, they're gonna be like, who's that guy? This is how you carry yourself.
Right.
You understand? What comes out your mouth?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I stated before, I'm all about manners.
Right. But that's
You know?
good that you said that. You said when you go up to the artist, you know, you ask permission, can I take that photo? Because on the other side, they're human. Sometimes the artist, you know, you can have 5 hours with them and it's just too much. They can't even go to the bathroom without
Right.
somebody trying to take a picture. So
You know,
sometimes
like-
it's not the right time.
We'll be someplace. I'll put my camera down. You good? You need a bottle of water? You know,
Right.
that's what it turns into.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, oh yeah, I need a bottle of water. You know, here, let me get you some water. Or you need a drink from the bar. I got you. You know, that type of stuff. And what happens is people remember stuff like that.
Yes.
So if I'm at an event somewhere, yo, that's our photographer. Come on in, man. You know, I learned that from Ernie. Ernie can walk into any place. Joe can walk into any place, and people are not going to question him. You understand? So I remember something happened with the VH1 Awards, and had to scream on this guy, like, yo, do you know who that is? That's Ernie Panicoli. Yo, get me somebody that's above your pay grade. Oh, Mr. Panicoli, please come in, please come in. You know, sometimes we have to, you know, be that other person for that person.
Right. But some security do that too. Like a lot of people don't do their homework. And we were with an artist and they let us through and block the artist. It's like, excuse me, you don't know who that is?
Yeah.
That's CL Smooth right there. And you know, and you know, he's not going to beef with nobody. And they're like, oh, my bad. I'm so sorry. You know, because like you said, that's Ernie Panicoli. Like, are you kidding me?
It's the mindsets of people if they don't do their homework and just know, you know, if you're in the field of dealing in the entertainment business and then you got people coming through and you got to do your homework or you got to at least humble yourself, you know, because some people get real arrogant and they'll look at you up and down, size you up and like you ain't nobody, when actually there is somebody.
Right, exactly.
They just don't know.
Right.
I've like I said, I've learned to be humble towards people. I've learned that, and you know, in this industry now, everybody wants to. I got a podcast. I got this. I want to be the celebrity overnight and everything, and they don't do the homework like you stated before. They don't do the homework. They don't do the rip sheets anymore. The rip sheets. Oh, these are the people that are gonna be here.
Right.
Then you wonder why somebody gets punched in the face. Because the people didn't do their work.
Right.
Exactly.
And I'll be like,
Right.
Well,
You know.
state for the camera what a rip sheet is, because some people may not know.
well, a rip sheet is basically a sheet that lets everybody know who's performing. It also lets you know that who are in the entourage, the list, of who's what. But the rip sheet, it usually has a photograph, the artist, or or the group, and you know, usually underneath it has who the manager, artist. Maybe he has like +10, you know, something to that effect.
Right.
So there's no problems. You
Right.
know, it's not about you going to the door. Oh well, I don't know who you are. I'm like, really?
Right.
Okay. Then it's like, you know, somebody comes out, yo, come on in, and you're sitting there looking stupid.
Yeah, that's happened before.
You know.
They also use it for red carpets and stuff, so they, you know, so you identify, you know, who the person is in front of you.
Yeah.
Stuff like
Yeah,
that.
so
Right.
we're trying to educate people, so there's going to be people watching this who don't know certain things.
Yeah, it's like photographers, young photographers. I said, do your homework. You know, just don't buy a camera. I said, learn your camera, learn the craft. You know, learn the history. I didn't have YouTube coming up like that. You understand? Now I go on YouTube for everything.
Right.
YouTube University.
Exactly. Yeah. So I go for anything. You know, if something I don't understand, I'll type it in. You know, hi, this type of light. You know, and it'll bring it up and who's doing what. You know, with it
I
and everything.
love YouTube, man.
You know.
I think if YouTube go down, man, you know, my career is
I've gotten everything I can get out of it as far as this goes. I mean, and thanks to you. Once you grabbed my camera and did what you did, I say, wait a minute.
I'm still trying to figure out where.
He was at Andrew Friedman home on Grand Concourse. It was the Cool Herc party. That was where I took that picture.
Right.
It
King's
was
son
probably
and
right
all them.
after I took
King's
that
son
picture,
and all them
'cause you
guys
looked
were
at
there.
it and it was blue. my color correction was way off.
Right.
I didn't even know about white balance, you
Right.
know? So then I was like, yo, I gotta learn. And I went on, had to learn white balance, had to learn ISO, shutter speed, all of that. And I had to watch YouTube videos 100 times to
Right.
really fully understand it. You know, watching it, hearing it, and then trying it, and then still not understanding it for a long time. But now I got it.
You know, I like I said, I got around a lot. I was very fortunate and blessed to have a lot of, you know, people I could walk up to. I've had people, hey, where'd you get that camera from? Send me to a place and it's a hole in the it's a lot. I'd be like, oh, okay, I ain't messing with you no more. Nothing. Yo, go over there. To call it Big Pun, go over there. Stay over there. Yo, you sent me to a hole in the wall, bro. You know.
No. I remember, our spot was BB King's. Man, we used to have so much fun backstage, man. It was like, that was our home. Every time a big event come around, I was waiting. I was like, okay, I know Kenya's going to be here, Ronnie Ray. You know, Ernie wasn't there too much. But Joe Conzo, you know what I'm saying?
I had a funny situation with BB King's one night. I mean, I was supposed to, once again, shout out to runwaynews.com. We do a lot of stuff for a lot of the black designers, models, you know, people in the industry. And this particular was this Full Figure Fashion Week.
I did one of those, couple of those shows.
I came down, you know, I had my camera, I had my vest on and everything, you know, I was ready. So we're in the hotel and everybody's going by, and people are like, wait a minute, we're not on the list. So I remember like this security guard tapped me on the shoulder and I'm talking to somebody from it was another designer. I was just talking. He just tapped me like, and I turned around, little short white guy, and he said, "Sir, you have to leave." I'm like, "I ain't going anywhere. What are you talking about?" So I'm trying to figure out. I said, "Are we getting in or what?" And you know, everybody's playing Amnesia now. I said, "Okay." I said, "Okay, no problem." You know, and I told the guy like this, "If you touch me, I'm gonna hurt you. Please understand something." I got my little monopod with my camera connected and everything.
Yeah, I remember you said, that's right.
I'm sitting there, you know, and I got the dreads and everything, and you know, I'm like, I'm gonna hurt you.
I remember.
And yes, sister from her game. She what's the sister's name?
From her game?
Yeah,
Shirley?
The president from her game. She came up to me. She says, she put her arms on. She says, "Kenya, don't hurt him. Please don't touch him. We'll get to the bottom of it." So I left. I had smoke coming out of my ears. I said, all the things we have done for y'all. And one of my boys said, "I'm going to the movies." I'm walking down Times Square, and I talked to one of the security guards. He goes, "Yo, you shooting tonight?" Because I got there. He goes, "Shaka Khan's going to be there."
Oh.
I went downstairs. He said, "Here, it's a fresh fast." I shot her on stage, backstage, everywhere. And I had a picture with her. So what I did was I said, you know what? This is karma. I said, I posted it on Facebook. I said, I got kicked out of Full Figure Fashion Week, and look who I'm with now. Shaka Khan, the legendary Shaka Khan.
Yeah.
And my mom had to call me about that because my mom, big shout out to my mom. My mom is my number one fan.
Yes.
My mom is my number one fan. And my lady's my number one fan. They're a close, like, both of them. But she called me and she says, "Wait a minute, you photographed Shaka Khan?" I said, "Yeah, send me a picture." Put it in the mail. Here you go. You know, I mean, people that, like, for example, I photographed Muhammad Ali. My father was a boxer. Okay, my father boxed in the Olympics. He's a gold medal boxer.
Wow.
1956 Olympics. You know, he's a boxing Hall of Fame. So I come from things. You know, I come from certain things. You know.
Right.
But like I said, this photography thing has been wonderful to me.
Right.
You know, and I tell people like this: photography is my mistress. I'm never giving her up for anybody. I'm never giving her up for anybody.
Right. I have a question for you.
Sure.
You know, sometimes when we take pictures, everyone's so demanding because they want you to give out photos or whatever the case may be. Derek was talking about keep something for yourself.
Yeah.
So I'm the type of person, in the end, whether it's paid event or not, I like to, as my token, I like to be in the picture with the artist if I can. I mean, I just don't go up to them. You know, it could be 5 hours later, 10 hours later.
Yeah.
And then at the proper time, if I could take a photo with them, that's like my keepsake. There are people out there that will say, oh, you're the photographer. You shouldn't be in the picture with so-and-so and such. And they don't have a clue about this is my token, whether I get paid for the event or not.
Right.
You know, sometime I bring up Rakim, there's Rob Bass, you know, there's so many photographers, there's so many.
Rob Bass from St. Nicholas Projects. Yeah.
Right. There's so many artists that we heard as we were young. We finally get to see them. And so, you know, we'd like to take a photo with them.
Yeah.
You just expressed that you took a picture with Shaka Khan.
What I normally do is I normally don't do that.
Right.
Because there's like an etiquette thing. It's, you know, I'm a fan. I'm
Right.
a fan of your work. I'm a fanatic of your work, but it's here. You'll never know.
Right.
So somebody told me.
I got that from Ronnie Wright.
Yeah, somebody told me. Ronnie might have told me. I don't know, maybe, but somebody told me. You know, you've been out so long. You might want to get a couple of pictures with them, but you always ask.
Right, absolutely.
You understand? You know, but I'm not gonna be like I'm gonna shoot the picture, then I'm gonna jump in the picture.
Never.
We'll be in the green room or somewhere, and I said, Rod, you want me to get a picture?
Right.
But it's usually about relationships. Like
Exactly.
If you knew everybody there and everything, you take a picture. All right, hold on, I'm gonna get a picture in, and then you jump in. Hey, yeah, bro, get in, black. And I take a
You
picture.
handed me your camera before.
Exactly.
Oh, right, absolutely.
You've handed me your camera,
So-
and I'm like, sure, I got it. You don't worry
But
about
I
it.
didn't know I forgot who told me. Who told us that?
No, we're not going to say.
Okay, I ain't gonna say the name, but the person told us, say, yo, really? As a photographer, we ain't supposed to take no pictures of no celebrity. I'm like, who told you that?
I normally don't, but
I ain't never heard that before.
maybe
You heard that before?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Once
I would
again,
say-
once again, it depends on who it is. Like I have photographs with Ozzie Davis, Ruby D.
Right.
I mean, pictures like we're related. You know, and it depends.
Right.
I ain't never heard
Sometime with me, it'll be maybe I'll shoot them for, 3 or 4 or 5 days. I don't do that like right on the spot. And then once they get to know me and they go, oh, hey, Grind Queens, they'll give me a hug, like Roxanne Shante or whoever. And then I'll say, can I take a picture with you? And then they're like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. We love to see female photographers.
Right.
It's nothing out of disrespect.
No, of course not.
Right.
But I'm mostly her scapegoat because most of the time, if I'm taking a picture, I say, yo, jump in there, babe.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Okay, you're jumping in, babe.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, jumping in. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we do for each other, because the culture changes. The culture changes.
You can say it again.
The culture changes, about certain things. I wouldn't have done it before. I mean, I got a picture of Gordon Parks. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah,
That's Gordon Parks.
Right.
You understand? I got pictures with Dick Gregory when I was at the Million Woman March. And I'm
Right.
taking pictures, and he told me, he goes, young man, why don't you get in a picture with me, because you shooting pictures of everything.
Right.
Yes, sir. I'm not going to tell him no.
That was a bucket list for me, but he died.
Right.
You know,
I get
So,
that. Oh, I'm sorry.
What it is in this industry of entertainment, there's professionalism, and you have to
Indeed.
know when you're in a professional moment or an environment, and when you're in a more relaxed moment or environment, so you can take the advantage at the right time,
Right.
but not just randomly jumping in and out of pictures,
No.
because now you look like a fan off the street.
Right,
Exactly.
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 You're here and dressed in all black. The reason you're in all black is so
Nobody
you're
can
not
see
to
you.
be seen. You're in the background.
Right.
But when there's a time, a relationship, a situation that you pick at the right moment, go ahead and take it.
Right. And then just to add on to that, sometimes when you take a picture with an artist, your favorite artist, that one time, after that, it's not like every time you see them.
Take a picture.
When you see them, you just like, hey, what's up? What's going on? You're taking pictures, and then they respect you because they're like, oh, okay. It's not
only-
like every time we see her.
It's only certain people I do that with.
Right.
But it's like a relation. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah, we
Right.
looking good. Or it might be at an event somewhere. Like I said, it depends on what it is. But once again, it's the etiquette.
Right,
You
exactly.
understand the professionalism. the manners. I'm here to photograph you, and once it's over, we might get the whole cast together and take a photograph.
Right,
you know.
absolutely.
You understand? So, because it's all about, at the end of the day, it's about documenting
Right, exactly.
what's going on and everything.
Yeah.
Content.
There's a couple of celebrities that at the end they say, "No, crew, come and take
Yeah.
a picture."
Right,
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's a great thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, I saw DMX in the Village one time, and he was just out. You know, this was like early in the career, and I looked at him, he looked at me, and first thing I always tell when I see an actor or a celebrity, I said, I enjoy your work, and it kind of like relaxes them. You know, I said, do you mind if I take a photograph with you? You know, or take a
Right.
photograph of you? That happened with me and Gil Scott Heron. Saw Gil Scott Heron on 125th Street.
I saw him on BB King's.
And you was there that night. Okay,
Yeah.
that's one of the pictures that's being featured.
Right.
I saw him on 125th Street. I walked by him. I looked. He looked at me. I smiled. He smiled. I took 2 steps back. I walked up to him. I shook his hand. I said, I have all your work. I enjoy your work. And he smiled. Because I'm a fan. I'm a really fan of this man.
Right.
And I said, do you mind if I take a couple of pictures? And he just said, sure. And I just pop. Maybe 5 pictures, left it alone. And I was like, what's going on? You got something you doing here? You know, and of course, you know, I'm inquiring because I want to be there. So he was like, nah, I'm getting some pictures done. You know, my lady getting something done. Then I got to shoot him at SOBs. It was bananas. And that was some of the best stuff I had because that particular night, you know, you have the lighting guys, the color was things, and there were certain things I was like, I'm gonna shoot him like they used to shoot the old school albums back in the days. And that's the thing that I always loved. I'll pull my dad's albums out and I'll be like, oh, this is Muddy Waters, and then it might be how it was photographed. And I'll do something like that because, you know, I shoot a lot of available light. You understand? I shoot a lot of available light, and that's when I get the stuff I want. And that's when you got to learn how your camera works. I see stuff, and I get home, and I'll be like, oh, I'll be in the camera. I'll be like, oh, stuff. I'll be like, okay, this is what happened.
Right.
And I'm like I said, I'm just blessed. I'm just really blessed about it. You know, I'm sitting here, and I'm just like looking. You know, I'm just looking at wow. And like I said, I took a break from everybody, you know, got burnt out. You know, I had, you know, things with family, you know, you have to take care of and everything. You know, I had to take care of my dad and everything. You know, unfortunately, he transitioned to be with the ancestors. You know, then my older brother transitioned. You know, we had family. So I had to kind of take a seat back and work on me again.
Right.
You understand? Because like I said, you have to be passionate about it. And, you know, I started doing stuff again. I mean, I still took pictures. I see stuff, I take pictures, but it was like, oh, okay. And I had to, what you have to do is sometimes you have to learn how to reinvent the business. Yeah. Sometimes you got to get rid of people.
Right.
You know, because, you know, people are seasonal. They're seasonal. You understand? They're real seasonal about things. You know, we'll go to an event and we still see the same people. And, you know, I call people like toxic vampires, energy vampires. They pull all that energy out of you. And you're like, oh, man. You know, I'll sit in my car and I'll be like, oh, what the hell just happened? You know, sometimes what I normally do is I'll edit pictures and put them in a can. That's it.
Right.
You know, I'll send what I need to send. Just like when you're photographing something for yourself, you know, it's like I'm shooting this, but I'm also something for myself. And that's what you keep.
Right.
Because, you know, you're going to look at this picture 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, you know, and what you're going to do is set that up as a legacy. You know, that photograph might be used for a movie, a still in a movie. You know, it might be used for something else.
Right.
So what you want to do is you want to set stuff up like that, you know.
What is your flow? You take, I'm still kind of new to the photography, not new, but still new to the business of doing this.
What do you mean? Explain what you mean.
You take the pictures, you come home. Do you immediately start editing, or do you just load them to a hard drive and let them wait, or you let them sit on the card and you store the card somewhere safe? What's your flow?
A little bit of everything. What you said, pretty much. Depending on how I'm feeling, you know, if I'm like 3 o'clock in the morning, It depends on what it is, but it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. It's like, no, I'm tired. I'm gonna go lay down because you have to have fresh eyes. You know, then once again, it depends. I'll load it to my laptop, shut the laptop down, get up in the morning a couple hours later, then I'll go look at it. Then I start removing them, deleting them. You know, this picture is blurry. Dump it. It's gone. You know, like I said, I always have backups because I used to always burn things to DVDs and CDs and have them, you know,
Stored.
yeah, and put film in these little binders. Go buy the things and put them in the binders. And you know, I was looking at stuff and stuff that I forgot that I photographed.
Tell me about it.
You know, I got a photograph with Biggie's mom, Biggie and Puffy's mom. You know, and I look at stuff through negatives, and I'm like, wow, okay. Like I got pictures of Johnny Cochran. You understand? You know, big shout out to Abyssinian Baptist Church in Harlem. Big shout out to the late Reverend Dr. Calvin Odell Butts.
Right there, 116, right?
No, that's 138th Street.
Oh, 138. Oh.
Yeah, that's you're talking about 1 Corinthian.
First Corinthian, right?
Wyatt T. Walker. That's
So the digital stuff.
Okay.
Is, got a massive hard drives, one big hard drive, a bunch of little ones.
I've had hard drives fail on me, and I had to send them out.
Get recovered.
Then once again, you know,
I did that too.
I burn things to CDs, or I'll put them in a thumb drive. You know, I'm always buying like the flash drives. They're like you can get them like 256. Depends on what it is. But I've always burnt things to DVD. You know.
You still doing that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm still doing that because that's another form of storage. You understand? I take it, burn it, put it in the sleeve, put it away. I always have things, you know, and I also have I have multiple external hard drives, and you know I have them based off of years. You know, this is 2018, this is 2024. I started off with a new one.
Yeah, I need to start doing that.
You know, and I always do backups now since we have the cloud and stuff. You know, I back up stuff in maybe Dropbox. You know, a few other things. You know, I pay for all that stuff. You know.
So, man, what would be the last thing, you know, before we close up? You know, if you need to tell somebody that want to come up and do photography, what would you tell them?
Be serious. Be serious about your craft. You understand? You know, be a person that has some integrity. Okay, you know, don't get into it just to be like, I'm meeting people. I want to do this. I want to do that. You know, you have some integrity about it, around just for yourself and around everybody else, because my manners have got me in different places. You know, just being a humble guy. Hey, let me get you in, and if I'm humble, what's the best way I can say it? If I get through the door, I'm gonna go open the windows so everybody else can come in. People that have shown me some kind of love, you know, like, come on in. You can't get in. I've gone to places and I finished what I was doing. And show's still going on. I'll hand the guy my press pass. Here, go in. You know, and people don't forget things like that. But you know, just be accountable. You know, once again, manners. Know your equipment. Study your equipment. Don't, you know, and if you can, you know, get everything on a contract. You understand? Even if you're going to do it for free.
Invoice.
Yeah. Even if you're going to do it for free. If you're going to do something, if you're going to get some footage, you know, and you know, learn the art of negotiation and learn the art of networking. You understand? And the other thing is, don't tolerate the disrespect. Don't. Plain and simple. Because at the end of the day, you can get these hands.
Thank
Wow.
you, man. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, no problem.
Coming out here just to share your life and your thoughts and your highs, your lows. We're just so grateful. Thank you.
This is Kenya Lamont Smith. I'm giving a shout out to the Shooters Club podcast. One of the dopest podcasts I've been on. And I suggest you get down with it. And cut.
Thank you so much for watching the Shooters Club podcast. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe below to our YouTube channel. Thanks again for watching and have an amazing day.